Coming into round 21 on the schedule, we're here at Iowa for the first time for the Cup Series. We ran here for the Hardy's National Series for a couple of times. For the Cup Series, they'll make their debut on the racetrack, and Jordan Davis has the Sony Pole Award. He has been really doing very well with the Sony Poles ever since round 10 at Richmond, and Richmond very similar to this racetrack in a little bit of some ways. So Davis dominated that race, leading 199 laps of 200 to dominate and win his first race of the season. Will that happen again today? He's got a good odds. He practiced second and he qualified on the pole. Matthew Rodriguez really needs to try and get back on a roll. A lot of people are saying that he's a ways back in the championship, but that Martin Motorsports team not going to give up. He starts second today, but the man leading them all in the championship right now, Jesse Turner, the 2015 champion, is looking to get his second championship this season. He's got a pretty good lead coming to this race on Dom Capps. Capps will start mid-pack in the 19th starting position. Capps practiced very well in long-term qualifying or practice runs, so expect Dom Capps to try and make his way through the pack. He'll start 19th. Third in the championship, Nick Mace. He is just outside of a race behind. He'll start 13th, and he was the fastest in practice. So Nick Mace, he calls this his home track, so we expect him to run very well. DJ Curtis in the 19s also starting further back in the field, 27th. He is a fourth in the championship. Dejon Weeks coming off his first Sony Cup Series win at Indianapolis last time out. He'll be in 6th position. Jake Bassinger, 14th. Those are all our title contenders we just talked about. We're round 21 with 16 races to go, 15 after this one. Iowa for 250 miles. Let's get down to start the race. As the field rolls off here at Iowa, like we noted the first time ever for the Cup Series, Jordan Davis has been quoted as the favorite coming in this race to take down the win. Davis has been in the headlines for silly season as he will be leaving Mace Enterprises at the end of this year to go drive for Yamp Motorsports. Behind him is his replacement. Cody Lamas will be driving that 5 car for next season. And Sean Harpole is rumored to be driving that 25 car. Luke Martin is in. Martin will be retiring after Michigan, and Harpole will be driving the 25 for the rest of the season. But coming to the green flag, all silly season rumors aside, we're going green, and it's showtime in Iowa. The green flag is out for 250 miles of racing. Jordan Davis has been really quick all race weekend, and he's going to be the one that leads the first lap. For qualifying this race weekend, Zachary Fitzwater really impressed a lot of people when he made Q3, and it was an impressive run because he was the fastest Toyota by quite a margin. The next fastest Toyota was Kyle Collins, and he qualified back near the 30s. And Fitzwater has worked his way up from the 12th or the 11th starting position. He's up to 7th. Nick Mace has also been climbing his way up. He's into the top 10. Dom Capps has been working his way towards the front. One more car to go, and he's into the top 10. Speaking of drivers who had good qualifying runs, Chris Dodd made Q3 as well, but he's going to drop down into the 30s after he pancakes the wall here, and he is going to be pushed to the outside of the groove and is going to get shuffled back. Up front, Matthew Rodriguez has really been hounding Jordan Davis for the lead, looking for any way to get around him. For the Goodyear tire that Goodyear brought here to this track, it's been really hard to make passes on longer in the run, and it's really showing here as Jordan Davis just holding the bottom, keeping Matthew Rodriguez back. Rodriguez was really good at Richmond earlier this season. This track has really been compared to Richmond, but drives a little bit differently. Rodriguez can't quite get around Jordan Davis at the moment. It's only lap 13 of 200. Davis has led them all. Jesse Turner, the point leader, consistently running very solid yet again. Third on the grid right now, Luke Martin, in his second to last race of this season. He will be returning next year for Hero Motorsports, which will be moving to a Ford operation. Hero Motorsports failed to qualify for both their race cars with Davidson and Jones, but Martin will be driving a part-time one-off ride again for the Daytona 500 for them. He's right now running 4th. And Cody Lamas back in 5th. Still, everyone running pretty solid. Steven Jenkins has been working his way towards the front. He's now into 8th as he sets his eyes on Zachary Fitzwater. Here's one driver who's been falling back, qualified inside the top 10. Dejon Weeks has been sliding backwards while DJ Curtis has been pushing forward. Curtis is into the 18th position while Dejon Weeks is down to 19th. So the defending winner from last weekend, or last time we were out, Dejon Weeks, Indianapolis winner, has been sliding backwards on the grid. It looks like he's struggling with the handling of his race car. The front 4, nose to tail, Davis, Rodriguez, Jesse Turner, Luke Martin. They are all over each other right now. Jordan Davis really holding up these 3 drivers behind him. Martin looking to the outside, loses momentum. And as you can tell, just really hard to make a pass around the racetrack right now. Luke Martin looking for any way to get some clean air, but the outside's not where you need to be. And Davis knows that inside line is very critical to be in. And is blocking every line possible that Matthew Rodriguez is looking to take. And Rodriguez unable to make a pass at this moment. Second in the championship, Dom Capps pushing his way forward. Capps, we noted in the pre-race, he started 19th, making a pass on Steven Jenkins. This is for the 7th spot. Jenkins fights back with a launch on the outside. This is where the good racing is, further behind in the lower part of the top 10. Capps, 7th right now. It's a pretty solid day when you think about it, but when Jesse Turner is running 3rd, you're still losing points in the championship. So, it's still not a good day for drivers like Dom Capps, Nick Mace, Jake Bassinger, and a couple of others. Rodriguez is under fire from Jesse Turner. Turner trying to take over the 2nd position as he's found a way underneath the 99 Ford. You have 2 Chevys and 2 Fords leading this pack around. And Turner trying to hook the bottom and get around Matthew Rodriguez, but Rodriguez trying to get the launch on the outside. But down the straightaway, Jesse Turner looks like he could get the preferred line, heading off into turns 1. But Rodriguez really drove it in deep. Some good hard racing. It allows Jordan Davis to really get away from these drivers for right now. But the advantage looks as though it's going to go to the 17 crew. And Jesse Turner is into 2nd, but Rodriguez not wanting to give up. But he's going to lose not only 2nd, but possibly 3rd, as Luke Martin's looking to try and fill the hole. Dom Capps going after another one as he has found a way underneath of Jeffrey Lynn. This is for the, I think it's the 5th position. No, it's for 6th. Dom Capps into the 6th spot. Steven Jenkins going to follow me through. So good hard racing. Further behind him, Jeffrey Lynn going to slide backwards. Carson Scott, who we also announced in Silly Season Drama that he will not be returning to the Sony Cup Series for 2019. But he's giving it his all here. And look at this, a battle for 5th. Dom Capps shuffles Cody Lamas out of the way. And Lamas has been kind of holding these guys up as he lost touch with the front drivers in the front of him. Dom Capps into 5th after starting 19th. He's really making a charge, and he's trying to run down Jesse Turner. Title rivals in the championship continue to race battles for the 9th spot. Jake Bassinger, Nick Mace. Mace, who started 13th, and Bassinger also 13th and 14th. They're battling for 9th. And right there, 9th and 10th. Nick Mace is going to be able to get the position. Jeffrey Lynn trying to get back inside the top 10. This is really where the best racing is. Zachary Fitzwater, Casey Lester, who also had good qualifying runs. They fell outside the top 10, but they're still having a pretty good day. Here's another driver who started deep in the pack, Dylan Schwellenberg. He knows how to get around here in Iowa, running in the Hardee's National Series here before. He qualified deep in the pack, nearly 40th in qualifying. He's into the top 20, running down Ryan Acosta. He currently sits 19th. The front 4, yet again, right on the back bumper of the 5 Chevy of Jordan Davis. Dom Capps really reeling these guys in. Him and Steven Jenkins. Man, oh man, Dom Capps and Steven Jenkins are flying out there right now. They're reeling in those front 4. Man, Dom Capps has got a rocket ship underneath of him right now. He could be a challenge for the win. Dom Capps working his way underneath of the 25 of Luke Martin. Martin not going to race him hard because that's his own driver for Martin Motorsports and lets him go. And Capps up to 4th. Rodriguez getting a run on Jesse Turner. This is for the 2nd spot. Rodriguez is about 123 points behind in the championship coming in this race, and we'll need something desperately to happen for him to get back in the title mix. And with a days like Jesse Turner running top 3, it's just not going to happen. And Dom Caps looking to get by Jesse Turner in just one sweeping corner. He got a run on Jesse Turner, but couldn't quite get underneath him. Turner slides back to 3rd. And Steven Jenkins also made a thought about it. Tried to go underneath of Dom Caps, couldn't quite do it. But man, Jordan Davis has led all the laps right now. Lap 43 of 200. He's just been dominating this race, keeping everyone off. But he might not be able to keep back that 6 car, because that 6 car and the 1 car looking really quick. Dom Caps taking a look to the inside of the point leader of Jesse Turner. Turner was able to beat Dom Caps out at Indianapolis and gain a couple of points on him in the title race, but Caps is looking to get him back as he moves his way into 3rd position, bringing Steven Jenkins with him. Turner back to 5th. Some more hard racing up here towards the front with the leaders. Steven Jenkins, don't believe we've really gave him enough credit for what he has done here as well. Jenkins started 18th, right there with Dom Caps, and he's charged his way to the front just like Dom Caps has. So Jenkins and Caps has some pretty fast Fords, and Jenkins has worked his way underneath of Caps for 3rd, and Caps looks like he may slide back a little bit more, but Martin's cutting him a little bit of some slack. But nobody's been able to get around Jordan Davis so far. Rodriguez has really had his hands full. He's trying to be able to get around that 5 Chevy as they come up on Hayden Klein. This will be the first lap car of the day, and we're here on lap 50 of 200. But up towards the front, Steven Jenkins underneath of Matthew Rodriguez. And here comes Jenkins to the bottom. Jordan Davis trying to cut off Steven Jenkins, can't do it. Jenkins uses Hayden Klein as a way to get underneath of the 5. Here comes Matthew Rodriguez. 3 wide for the race lead. Rodriguez hits the wall. Steven Jenkins gets the lap lead at the line. Rodriguez pancaked the outside wall. And Rodriguez going to lose some valuable time. He was trying to be a hero. He went from being a hero to being a 0 just real quick. After he pancaked that wall, loses valuable time. He falls back in line back there in 5th. But Steven Jenkins, who had a very quick car at Indianapolis, could have won the race there. He also could have won the Daytona 500 in Atlanta, but he's been winless all year. And with Yant Motorsports getting their first win at Indianapolis, could have happened today with back-to-back. With Steven Jenkins out front, he's trying to pull away from Jordan Davis. Jesse Turner continuing to work on Luke Martin. Martin really took advantage of the racing that went on just then with Matthew Rodriguez. And Martin's into 3rd. He hangs on. Dom Caps also lost some valuable time when his teammate slid up in front of him. And Caps is behind Jesse Turner now. They continue to race really hard. Carson Scott and Nick Mace trying to reel in the leaders and try and play a factor. But Davis is losing time to Steven Jenkins. Here's one driver who's having a pretty miserable day. Jeffrey Fenguy. Caution flag looks to be out. We're going to have to wait and see. I think it is out. The first caution flag of the day is out. After Eric Burton blows his motor, he was running in the 38th position. Really wasn't the best day going on for him. But the officials threw a yellow for this kind of incident. I'm pretty surprised that the yellow flag is out. But the flag is out for the first retirer of the race. It is Eric Burton as he falls out. As we come back to the restart, Steven Jenkins will be your leader. It'll be lap 65 of 200. Some strategy that went on under pit stops just now. As we look further on down here, Jake Bassinger, who is now 3rd, took right side tires. DJ Curtis also only took right side tires. So some strategy by the 97 and the 19 teams. Two teams in the title race. Really mixed it up on pit road, trying to get their drivers up towards the front. Gonna have to see how the 97 and the 19 play in the next couple of laps. Steven Jenkins is still your new leader after pit stops. Jesse Turner's gonna take over 2nd from Jordan Davis because the lap cars really hindered him. Here comes Carson Scott underneath of Luke Martin. Casey Lester really having a great day. He's up here trying to get inside the top 5. Great day for him. Carson Scott to the inside. for the third position. So Turner Performance, second and third. Jesse Turner trying to get up there and lead a lap, get some bonus points. 3 wide further in the back of the field. Dom Caps right here around 10th position. Didn't have a really good pit stop, and he's trying to recover from it. Also another driver who had bad pit strategy, who they took a lot of time to fix the damage that he suffered after hitting the wall. Matthew Rodriguez down to 20th, and Cody Lamas also fell a ways back. Jake Bassinger and DJ Curtis really not doing very well with the strategy they were playing. They were hoping they could stay up towards the front. Everyone's, I believe, is going to have to make at least one more pit stop. Curtis falling outside the top 10. Fitzwater climbing into it, having a great run for him. Ryan Acosta having a great run. He qualified pretty poorly, if I remember. And Dylan Schwellenberg, who nearly failed to qualify. He qualified that poorly. He's in the top 10. He's one of our biggest movers of the race, having a great day. Carson Scott has fell back, however. Nick Mays is charged forward and is in the 4th position. 3rd is Luke Martin, and the leaders up at the front, Stephen Jenkins and Jesse Turner, race for the lead. Stephen Jenkins seems like he's struggling a little bit early in this run. Turner looking all over to get a run on him. Nick Mace underneath of his teammate of Luke Martin. Martin in the 25, like we said, second to last race for this race team. And then he'll be stepping down and he'll return to the Daytona 500 and the shootout for another race team. But Martin falls to 4th, Mace up to 3rd. He's trying to get up there and pass Jesse Turner. He's one of our title contenders and desperately needs to finish ahead of him and try and cut down the points lead. And here he is to the inside of Jesse Turner. Turner gives him enough room. Side by side. And Mace actually looking really quick, trying to go after Stephen Jenkins as well. Jenkins trying to cover the position. Trying to cut down, can't do it. Nick Mace, what a run. Side by side. Jenkins trying to keep the momentum up on the high side. Jenkins leads that lap. And Nick Mace is able to cut clear of Stephen Jenkins. And he gets the lead, bringing Luke Martin with him. So Mace Enterprises currently 1st and 2nd. And Turner Performance's own Carson Scott is up into the picture. He's up to 3rd. And Jesse Turner really finding a way now to get by Stephen Jenkins. Jenkins really struggling with his race car, down to 5th. He was 1st just a few laps ago. And Turner back to 4th. Dom Caps running them down, trying to get back in the top 5. The 2-tire strategy for Jake Bassinger has not paid off for him. He is down to 27th position. And if this race continues the way it's going, Jake Bassinger can kiss his hopes of a 2nd championship goodbye here at Iowa, because he is 120 back already, and that is already just a ways behind in the championship mix. And it looks as though he's going to lose another 20 points or so, and just the team failing to execute the way Jesse Turner is doing this year. Same can be said for Matthew Rodriguez. Rodriguez many a times has had a car capable of doing great things, and with him winning as many races as he has, Rodriguez, he could be a title contender if he was just more consistent. And running here in 21st, he was very fast before he hit the wall. The team called for an adjustment and trying to fix the car, and well, you can see how that's paid off for him. Outside the top 20 and further ahead of him, DJ Curtis, who has dropped to 5th in the championship, is 19th. So them 3 drivers are really struggling to capitalize and run very well. Same with Dejon Weeks, despite winning last week at Indy. And the 38 Ford, where is he at? I'm not sure. There he is. He has fell a lap down. And the 38 Ford, another one of the title contenders that are failing to be consistent. And the drivers that are consistent, Dom Caps, Jesse Turner, and Nick Mace, right now are the ones to look at as the top 3 in the championship at their max potential. Nick Mace leads the way. A couple of laps ago, when the leaders were trying to lap Dejon Weeks, this really played in the hands for Carson Scott and Jesse Turner, as Luke Martin tried to go around the outside, got pinned up there from Dejon Weeks, and he ended up losing 2nd and 3rd, and he dropped to 4th position. Carson Scott up to 2nd. And Weeks continues to play as a bad back marker. Weeks really struggling with the handling of his car. This crew really struggling today. Zachary Fitzwater going to make a big jump right here as he moves all the way up to where? I think he's 8th? No, he's 7th. Such a great run for Zachary Fitzwater and Fisher Motorsports to be in the top 10 and outrunning a bunch of top dollar race teams. Matt DeLeo, really good run for him. He's in the silly season market, needing to find a ride. Casey Lester in the 9th position, and 10th is Dylan Young, racing hard with Ryan Acosta and Sean Harple. Here comes Jesse Turner for 2nd position. Scott Roush held up Carson Scott just enough, and 2nd position, Jesse Turner takes it away, and Luke Martin looking to take 3rd back. Up towards the front for the lead, Jesse Turner, a little nudge to Nick Mace, trying to take the lead. Turner has not led a lap all race until now. Jesse Turner gets a bonus point for leading there. No driver has locked up the most laps led so far. Right now, Davis and even Jenkins has led a good portion of this race, but it can still be taken over. One of these drivers trying to get the most laps led. And Jesse Turner out front in front of Nick Mace. Nick Mace from 2nd, and then 3rd, Luke Martin. They've really drove away from Martin and Scott, but we've seen here the last couple of laps, it can be made up. Some drivers can really make a run at the leaders and run them back down. But right now, it's just so fun to watch Nick Mace and Jesse Turner do battle from 1st and 2nd. These are the old 2015 rivals for the championship. Nick Mace came runner-up. Jesse Turner won the title back then. And looks as though we're going to have another Turner and Mace battle in the championship as they are running at their max potential, 1st and 2nd. Jesse Turner is beginning to stretch his lead out to over a 2nd on Nick Mace. Mace trying to work his way through the lap cars as quickly as possible. Turner getting held up a little bit by Jake Bassinger. That 2-tire strategy really didn't pay off for him. Bassinger's dropped to 30th and has really struggled in this race ever since then. Turner trying to get his 2nd win of this season, trying to get his 10th career victory. Nick Mace is chasing history, trying to be the first driver to ever get 30 wins. He's on 29, looking for 30th career win today. It'll be his 2nd win of the season if he can do it. Both Mace and Turner looking for their 2nd win of this season, and they have a shot to do it. Further behind him, Luke Martin looking for his 21st, and Carson Scott just looking for his 2nd win, looking for a win to go out on top of his game as he closes out his career. However, Jesse Turner, it'll be about 80 laps to go next lap around, and Turner is stretching his lead out. Further in the back of the field, Andreas Allen underneath of Dom Capps for the 5th position. Andreas Allen qualified 31st, and he's into the top 5 with less than 80 to go, bringing his teammate Ryan Acosta along with him. Ryan Acosta in the 45, he qualified 23rd, so this racetrack has really proved that, starting position really does not matter as much as I thought it would be. Sean Harple qualified 7th. He's in the top 10 still, but Dylan Schwellenberg qualified 37th in the top 10. Just some great storylines so far for some drivers where they're running, and I'm pretty sure some drivers would just be happy to finish where they're at. Ever since Andreas Allen just passed Dom Capps has really been fading in this run. He was in the 5th position, but like 5 laps later, he's down to 17th. Not sure what's wrong with Dom Capps out there, but he's really not showing the muscle he was earlier. Jesse Turner is out there putting on a clinic. I think if you're going to win the championship for 2018, you're just going to have to really do something incredible to knock this guy off the top. The 17 team comes prepared to the racetrack to be a top 10, top 5 race car every race weekend. Absolutely incredible drive by the 17 crew. It's far from over. We got 60 laps to go, but he continues to stretch the gap out. It's now up to 3 seconds. Looking like it's going to be 4 seconds before much longer, and he is going through lap traffic while Nick Mace is not, and he is still stretching out the gap. That is how fast that 17 car is right now. Oh, it looks like an engine failure on the bottom of the track. PJ Williams was running inside the top 20, and he is going to be out of the race, just like his teammate of Eric Burton. Well, maybe I spoke a little too soon about Jesse Turner, but what I said was still true. Jesse Turner and that race team has been just so flawless all year, and just an incredible jump on the start. He's not going to have to worry about lap cars, and he is just going to set sail from these guys. The leaders from behind need to be getting to the bottom as quick as possible and trying to cut their way back to Jesse Turner. But Turner is going to be trying to get away from everybody. Nick Mace is in second, trying to drop low. He will. Luke Martin, Carson Scott rounding out the top four with Andreas Allen in fifth. Nick Mace has been cutting his way through the lap cars pretty easily on the start. And Nick Mace to the inside, trying to get there, and he will. Nick Mace looks pretty good on the early jump, but Jesse Turner seems like he struggles on the early jumps at the start. Turner looks like he's better on the long run. Turner drops to second. Luke Martin hanging back there in third. Fourth is still Carson Scott. Nick Mace trying to check out. Dejon Weeks actually looks like he's got his car fixed up better now. He was struggling and was really slow, but Nick Mace trying to pull the gap. And here comes, oh, Kyle Collins in the wall. Luke Martin in the second position. Jesse Turner scraped the wall just a little bit. He's in a three-wide mix with Richardson and Charles Sanford there. Nick Piercoli's a lap down. Carson Scott racing hard with Andreas Allen. Scott gonna get to the inside of Jesse Turner. Turner really struggling. Jesse Turner. His car does not seem like it's good for the first few laps. Oh man, and he keeps falling back. He's on the outside, desperately needs to get to the inside. So I think Nick Mace's toughest competition with 50 laps to go is fading a little too far back. Martin trying to close in on him, but doesn't look like it's going to be, as Rodriguez is still a lap down, but Cody Lamas working his way underneath of Jesse Turner. Turner continuing to fall back. This is surprising to me. Where's Don Capps at? He was really falling back later in that run. He's in 15th, so he's got a ways to go. But for the lead up towards the front, Luke Martin is into second now, and he's got a ways to go to get to his teammate of Nick Mace. How about Dylan Schwellenberg? He's sitting in fourth position right now when he qualified so poorly. His teammate didn't even make the race of Luis Hernandez. And Dylan Schwellenberg right now the rookie of the race, trying to gain ground on Caleb Hoffman in the championship for that honors. But a top 5 run right now for the 2017 Hardy's National Series champion. Zachary Fitzwater underneath of Cody Lamas. This is for the 5th position. Amazing enough, Fisher Motorsports with Zachary Fitzwater has moved his way up into 5th. He qualified very well. Many people thought Fitzwater would just drop through the field. This race team has really struggled to find speed, but Zachary Fitzwater has really been carrying the Toyota banner very well for this race weekend. He's in 5th position, and if something really major happens, he has a chance to maybe win this race. I'm not so sure I'd go as far as saying that, but a top 5 run right now, that's like a win for Fisher Motorsports at this point in the season. But Allen Family Racing Team with Acosta and Allen running very solid as well. Jesse Turner continuing to fade through this pack. Turner has dropped to 19th, and Dom Capps has just went by him. Capps has also been struggling. Jesse Turner went from possibly going to win this race on the best possible strategy. Turner had the best setup for the run that he was doing, that long run. But Jesse Turner has been fading so hard, he cannot get back in his rhythm. Dylan Schwellenberg looking to pick off another race car. Carson Scott, Dylan Schwellenberg. They know how to get around here at Iowa, and Dylan Schwellenberg the same way. He's ran here in the Hardy's National Series. I think that might actually be a benefit for him as he's in the 3rd position. This is just an amazing run for Curtis Racing because this is their first time for this first season with this race team, and they've really exceeded expectations. They're still battling for 3rd as Carson Scott goes right back after him, but give a call to Schwellenberg for running in the top 5. Charlie Smith in the CM Racing Chevy goes by Jesse Turner for the 20th position, and Turner is now 21st, the last car in the lead lap. So whatever they did to that race car when they pitted this last caution, it has really hurt the handling of this 17 car for Jesse Turner. And Turner cannot get the drive off that he once had. So Jesse Turner went from a winning race car to possibly going to fall a lap down to Nick Mace before the end of this race. Look at this. Jesse Turner, currently the slowest driver on the racetrack. 20 laps to go, and Turner went from possibly going to win the race to a lap down to Nick Mace. What a shame. Jesse Turner's crew, no idea what's wrong with that 17 car. Many are speculating that he may be down on power because he's just that slow on the racetrack. He is the slowest one out there, or the adjustment was just completely off. But Turner went from possibly going to get his 10th career victory today here at Iowa to struggling to trying to hold on as much points as he can. Hearing that there's a problem for John Arndt as he slowed into turn 3. He's not entirely sure what is wrong. He thinks he might have a tire down. Didn't go to pit road, though, trying to get back down out of the way. John Arndt was running 35th, 1 lap down, and he's trying to limp it back. I'm not entirely sure what is wrong with the Zero Chevy, but he is definitely trying to limp it back to pit road. In the back of the field, some drivers that are racing for position, they are still going at it. Silver Fox, who had been running 25th most of the race, has charged his way up towards the end, passing Fitzwater for the 6th position. And further up, Ryan Acosta trying to get Dylan Schwellenberg. That's for the 4th spot. And he looks as though he possibly will be able to get it. But up front, Jesse Turner really has held up Luke Martin. And at this point, it's going to all come down to if we have a caution and if Nick Mace either breaks down or has a problem. Mace is way out in front, and Martin continuing to struggle to get around Jesse Turner. And Martin continuing to struggle with Jesse Turner. This opens the door for Carson Scott to take 2nd away. So Carson Scott moves into 2nd. Ryan Acosta did get past Dylan Schwellenberg for the 4th position, but he's going to get 3rd right here from Luke Martin. So a pretty good day for Ryan Acosta. Dylan Schwellenberg still has a chance to get Luke Martin and get back into 4th. But Luke Martin can't be too happy. He was running 2nd, was going to get a good solid day out of it. For Martin, it's all been all about if he can get another win, and he puts Turner a little bit in the wall. Finally gets around him, but he's lost a bunch of positions. Battle for 2nd position is underway. As we come to the line, it'll be 4 laps to go. Ryan Acosta gets 2nd right there. He opens the door for if anything happens to Nick Mace, he is able to get the win here. But it's all going to come down to if Nick Mace makes a mistake, breaks down, or something, because Mace is long gone. Mace is 7 seconds ahead of everyone right now. And coming back to the line, it'll be like 2 laps to go for Nick Mace. For Nick Mace, he's been racing in the series since Las Vegas, round 3 of season 1. And he's been in the series for quite a while. He's been runner-up in the championship many a times and ended up winning a championship in season 14. So he only has 1 championship to his name. He's won just about anything and everything you could win in the Sony Cup Series. He is looked at as probably the best Sony Cup Series driver to ever get in the series. And coming to the line, it'll be the white flag one more time around here at Iowa for Nick Mace. Nick Mace considers this to be his home race. Nick Mace grew up here in Iowa. This is going to be a big victory for him. It's going to be a big victory for him in the championship to run down Jesse Turner to try and win his 2nd championship. But more importantly, a 30th career win. Mace charges off turn 4. Open up their history books. 30th career win. 2nd win of the season. Nick Mace takes down the win here in Iowa. And a big, big win for him. He really makes up a lot of points on Jesse Turner and Dom Capps. and makes himself as a legitimate threat for the 2018 championship. 30 career wins. This is a big, big day for the series. This one driver, Nick Mace, has done just about anything and everything you can do. He is like the king of the series. 30 wins altogether in this series. That is an incredible feat to accomplish. Congratulations to Nick Mace on getting career win number 30 and second win of the season, and really throwing his name right in the thick of things for this championship. Let's get you to our finishing results and standings after round 21.